Hello viewers, Iftikhar Khan here in Dallas, Texas. During the recent US presidential campaign, President Donald Trump promised a radical reset on immigration. Yes, a radical reset on immigration. And he really didn't waste any time getting started. So just hours after he was sworn in on January the 20th, 2025 as the 47th President of the United States, President Trump issued an executive order entitled Securing Our Borders. So right after the executive order was signed, the Department of Homeland Security, along with the ICE, which is Immigration and Custom Enforcement, and the police, of course, raided hundreds of businesses, warehouses, factories, and houses of immigrants, whether they're immigrants, non-immigrants, undocumented, throughout the country. So there was a chaos among the immigrants, especially undocumented or people staying here on certain visas. So we contacted today our immigration expert, Adam Malik at Malik's Law, to learn more about this Trump or President Trump executive order. So I just came in at his office, so let's go inside and talk about and learn more about this. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Mr. Khan, how
Thank
are
you.
you,
Good to
sir?
see you.
Come on
Thank
in.
you for having
Come on
Malik.
in, please.
Good evening, Mr. Malik, and thank you for your time today.
Mr. Khan, it's always a pleasure. It's always a wonderful, honor to meet you.
Sure. Thank you so much. Can you please tell us, like in a simple language, what is this Donald Trump's executive order really means, and how it's going to affect individuals, like especially non-immigrants or people living here in the United States with documents or without documents? Yes.
So, Mr. Khan, I think what is important for our audience, your audience, and your listeners to understand what an executive order is first. And so, for anybody to understand an executive order, they have to understand a little bit of how American government works. So, basically, when laws are put in place in the United States, it's done through a legislative body. For us, that's Congress, which includes the House of Representatives and the Senate. And they are the ones who usually pass the bills, and they become law once the president signs them into a law. However, under the Constitution, there is a certain provision that gives special permission to the president to make certain items as executive orders. That's generally given to take care of certain special items or special things that may take a long time for the Congress to put together or otherwise.
So, Mr. Malik, now we have been watching the news, the media, and social media, and there is a chaos among the immigrants living here in the United States. Some people have documents, some might have their cases, pending with the immigration. And what is the remedy if somebody like police or ICE, anybody official from the Department of Homeland Security comes to your door, or you're getting pulled over? What are the remedies and what you really can do about it? Can you please tell us?
Absolutely. So, Mr. Khan, as you know, every situation's different. So I can't go into specifics of what somebody may or may not do. But generally speaking, what happens when somebody gets pulled over versus when somebody shows up at your home, right? So when somebody gets pulled over, obviously, they're going to ask for your driver's license, your insurance or car registration and so forth. You do provide them that information. However, when they start asking you questions, you have the right to remain silent.
Okay.
So you do identify yourself who you are, and if you have the right to drive a vehicle, and if your vehicle is, authorized by the owner, or if you're the owner, so forth. Basically, in other words, it's not a stolen car, right? So you provide that information to the officer. Make sure that you follow their instructions as far as the traffic stop is concerned. Now, if they start getting into other information, for example, your legal status or whatnot, then you absolutely have the right to, and you should exercise your right to remain silent. And that is what we recommend.
So now, the birthright citizenship, like under the 14th Amendment within the Constitution, so the child is born in the United States, become the United States citizen. whether their parents are immigrants, non-immigrants, illegal, legal. So the child has the right to become the U.S. citizen. So under this particular executive order, that is under threat. Actually, I would say the Constitution clause is under threat. What would you say? What is your take upon that?
Absolutely. So, look, I do believe that you are correct, that this goes something to challenge the way our court system has interpreted the 14th Amendment of the Constitution. Now, there's some language in the Constitution, uh, to be specific, it says those who are under the jurisdiction of the United States,
Right.
something to that effect, right? So the government or the executive branch is playing with those words because nobody through the court system has ever described what those words mean. And the executive branch is saying those words means that you're not legal.
Right.
Your parents are not legal.
Gotcha.
So they're saying if you are not under the jurisdiction of the United States, meaning your parents are illegal, then this 14th Amendment of the Constitution doesn't apply to you, and therefore you're not a U.S. citizen.
Right.
That's the claim they're making. But that, as you know, has been challenged throughout the country. A lot of federal district judges have issued orders against this executive order, calling it unconstitutional. Essentially, Mr. Khan, this is the one for the Supreme Court.
Now we have also observed a lot of people have applied their visas in their own countries, and they wanted to come to the United States, and somehow their petition was put under what is called administrative processing. Normally, it used to take some certain time. Do you think this immigration executive order will cause any unnecessary delayed in their processing?
So, yes, Mr. Khan, you correctly pointed out administrative processing does cause delays in certain applications of issuance of visa and so forth. Uh, Basically, a lot of times, part of the administrative processing, or some of the reasons for administrative processing, is background checks.
Right.
So now, if we're going to be talking about enhanced vetting,
Right.
which is extensive background checks,
Correct.
we are definitely going to be seeing a lot of cases put under administrative processing.
We have also seen that thousands of people have been deported, put in the plane, sent back to their countries. I mean, their cases or immigration cases were pending with the Department of Justice. What happened now they're in their country? What are the remedies your law allows them actually, how they can pursue if they want to come back to the country or if they want to do something to come back?
So, look, Mr. Khan, the reality is that people who are being deported should have had a deportation order because that is the reason or the authority for the agents to deport somebody.
Right.
That order has to come from court. If and only if they deported somebody who did not have a deportation order, then they possibly did it illegally. And in those certain cases, if that happened to somebody listening to this video, they need to hire an attorney in the United States so they can file something with the court to show the court that their due process was violated. Great. And see what kind of relief the court will offer them. Obviously, not doing something should not be the option. And unless people speak up and they file these cases with the courts or other people are not going to know that these atrocities are happening to people.
Right.
So
Perfect. Thank you.
That's what they should do.
Is there anything else you would like to add regarding this executive order or immigration law in general?
Yes, so Mr. Khan, I think it is important for the community members and your listeners and viewers to understand that this time is not a time to procrastinate and stay at home and do nothing. If you have a situation that you think can come back and haunt you, if you are undocumented or you have issues with your immigration status, please go and consult an attorney. a competent attorney, somebody who knows the law, somebody who can help you, at least guide you, even if there may not be a solution in this very moment. One thing that I think is very important for our community to understand, Mr. Khan, is that there are a lot of people who pretend to be service providers for immigration within the community, but they are not attorneys. Please stay away from their scams and their frauds because they're going to take your money, they're going to mess up your case, and you will not be able to find the relief that you're looking for. And because of their actions, your case may become uh, basically unsolvable or unsalvageable. So please go to a licensed attorney who knows what they're doing. Thank you.
Very good. So can you please share your information if somebody need to contact you or your firm here in Dallas?
Absolutely. So you can Google my name. My name is Attorney Adam Malik, or you can Google my firm, which is Malik and Associates, and you will get the phone number 214-881-2100, or our website is www.malik.law. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it. Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you very
Adam.
much.
Appreciate it.
Very nice to have
Thank you.
you.
Appreciate it.